Just want to take a couple of minutes to introduce our brother who's going to do the Khatira tonight. He's a special brother. Brother Frank is one of the new Muslims in our community. He's 78 years old. He's close on 79, he'll be 79 next month. He's an amazing brother. I can say he's an amazing brother. I come to know him here at the masjid. And he's the only person that I know, who prays Fajr on a regular basis here at the masjid. Every day he is here. He's the first one in the masjid. Whether it's rain, snow, shine, whatever, Frank is always here praying Fajr. Sometimes he calls the Adhan as well. And since the beginning of Ramadan, Frank has been here with us every day, every night, praying Taraweeh. Some of the young brothers complain that the prayer is too long, they get tired. And Frank, he refuses to sit down on a chair to pray. He was told by one brother that he can sit down on the chair so he could pray, and he refused. And he said that for 76 years old, 76 years, he didn't have to pray because he was not a Muslim. Now he has the opportunity. He wants to stand and pray for Allah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Frank will share with us his experience during this month of Ramadan, and also he might want to tell us about how he came to Islam. It's an amazing story in itself. So without further ado, I'll give you Frank. I don't want to put any pressure on you, Frank. So just relax. Okay?
Several years ago, I was curious when I was in a bookstore and picked up a Penguin classic book, and it said Quran. And I was curious, so I looked at it and I read it. It did not make sense to me. I've been a Christian for all them years, 70-some years. I was born a Christian. I was baptized a Christian when I was born. And I read it several times and it just did not click or make sense to me, but quite a bit. The wording was so different. But I could not lay it down. Sometimes I couldn't sleep at night. I'd pick it up and I'd read it. Some parts I liked, some parts I didn't understand. And I was going to Mass one Sunday morning to my church. And on the way there, I met a man, and I could see he was from another country. I could tell by the color of his skin he was not a Canadian or a Canadian. He had that little hat. And we greeted each other somehow. I don't know how it comes, but anyway, we got to talk to him. And he looked a little bit destitute. He was living in a rooming house. It did not look like it was a very good place to live. And we got talking, and he said he was looking for a job. And he didn't think he could find a job because he just hurt his leg about a week before and was really hurting him. And I sympathized with him. He stepped back, he looked me right in the eye and smiled. And he said, I think like that, Anyway, there's no greater truism and there's no powerful force than the sheer force of good example. And this man was for me a good example. And I still see him today. And then when I try to study and people help me, brothers in Islam help me along, I found out that where I was lacking as a Christian, I was sliding down more than I was coming up. I was losing ground. I get hot and cold. And then I remember reading something in the Koran that if you pray, you remember Allah, you prevent al-Fasha and al-Munkar, and I believe it to the bottom of my heart that it is true. My problem as a Christian is even if I went to church on Sundays, it wasn't enough for me. By praying 5 times a day, my compulsory prayers, it helps me from slipping backwards and losing my grip. And I feel so refreshed. And I believe the Islamic way is the only way that I can be saved. And I'm glad that I can be associated with so many brothers in Islam. And I'm honored to be here.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our brother Frank and give him strength and make him one of the people of paradise, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.